welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. I am Mitchell, your Intuitive Messenger and Energy Forecaster for today, Sunday, July 21st, 2013. That's all I can say. I got a lot to say, and it's 3-card Sunday. So today is a 21. That is the World card. That is bringing things to a close. Somebody mentioned that one day they feel like they're going to turn on this video and I'm going to just evaporate. If that's any day, it's today, because I am literally just vibrating in a very good way. So today's a 21-day World card, bringing things to a close, ending chapters, kind of starting that journey again. It's also, that boils down to a number 3, because 2 and 1 is 3, and that's the Empress card. So there's a lot of energy about births and brand new beginnings and things like that. Also, you add all those numbers up, and once again, in this month, it is a number 16. I just feel like there have been so many 16 energies all through this month, even in cards that I'm pulling. 16 is the Tower card. A lot of people run from it, shy from it. It's often the destruction card, but ultimately I like to feel that it is kind of clearing, cleaning, wiping the slate clean. Yes, the images are often a tower being destroyed, people falling out of it, a little craziness, but that's when we're in the ego human body and we're not realizing change is good. So it's about change. And also that boils down to a number 7, which is the Chariot card. Chariot for me is often about making quick decisions, moving very fast, sometimes polarized as well. So first I want to talk about yesterday. I watched a video that had been posted on a few people's walls. It has over 2 million hits. The artist is Sarah Bareilles, like Bareilles, and the song is Brave. I reposted it and I said, I want to see you be brave. Just an amazing song, but the interesting thing was, it was cleansing for me. I watched the video and it was funny, it was apropos, I was good. I stopped it, and I have a window right here, and I stepped up to the window, put my hands on the windowsill, and just cried. And the reason I cried was a release, and it was cleansing, but it was for the little child that, the child, the young adult, the teen, everything, where so many times I was so fearful that I couldn't be brave and always wanted to be brave and wanted to live out loud and speak my truth, etc., etc. This is what it's like for a lot of people growing up, being, intuitive, sensitive, empathic, knowing all the different clairs, being able to see, hear, and feel. So it was for me, it was a really beautiful moment. And I'm at the age where I let it go. I just let it go. And I was shaken back in to reality by a phone call, but that was good. And that wasn't the only time my tears rolled yesterday. Like 2 other times, just the energy of the day, ending this retrograde, starting this new kind of planetary movement. I don't study a lot, but I'm learning. Watch David Palmer if you want to know more. But so last night, many of you are posting about dreams. Well, last night, gross out alert. So if you get grossed out, this is the time to pause or not listen. But in this dream, very awake, very lucid, because I was making decisions and I actually played it out in different ways. But on my forearm right here, under the skin, was some kind of a worm. And when I paid attention to it, it moved and it got big. And all I knew was I couldn't allow it to get to my heart. There's a good one. So at one point, I put a bandage around my arm, running the risk that this arm would die because there wasn't blood flow, but it kept it from going to my heart. Another thing, I cut a hole in my arm and I started pulling it out. Another scenario, I cut the thing longer and just cut its head off and let it die inside my body. But yes, these are the kind of dreams I have. I know some of y'all have similar ones. But it was interesting because I played this scenario out many different ways in my head. And I don't feel like it's a lesson so much for me. Although, as I said, let it get to my heart, that felt like a lesson as I spoke that out loud. This is why I think it's important. When you have dreams, everybody always wants to know, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Sometimes, I'll say it again, sometimes you're just taking out the trash, meaning whatever went on that day, you're just kind of clearing it out. This is my belief, Sometimes it is absolutely, it means exactly what you're seeing, hearing, and feeling. Sometimes it's just about the feeling that goes on. Like if you felt loss over an animal in the dream, but you don't have animals, it could be just about the feeling of loss. Because I believe that we are communicated with whatever knowledge, pictures, images, and database we have in our system. If we don't have that, database, then it's hard to kind of get that into our system. My belief. Sometimes it's metaphorical. Sometimes, and this is what I believe most right now, and for most people, is you are in another dimension, another planet, another system, and you're working, you're helping, you're assisting. I believe that the body rests at night, the soul does not, and the soul is part of a larger and larger, different levels up. And depending on what level up, you might be working as another part of your soul somewhere else. Those are what resonates with me. Completely, no. I believe that once I leave this human body, I will understand so much more. But right now that works. And my paradigms are very loose because tomorrow things will change and the next year things will change and shift. And that's what's so beautiful about it. So interesting dreams right now. I would say the biggest thing is journal them, write them down, talk them out to yourself, ask your guides to show you what it means, how it means, and become a better lucid dreamer just by setting that intention when you go to bed. There are lots of things you can study about lucid dreaming as well. Personally, I only read a little bit, and what I do is before I go to bed, I just set the intention to remember them, to work through them. But more importantly, years and years ago, I realized it's my dream and I'm in it and I am in control of it. And that's after I watched Dreamscape, a movie like 30-something years ago. So after that moment, it was like, click, these are my dreams. I'm in control. I'm the soul that is part of them. So I could take charge. Every once in a while, I feel kind of trapped, but I usually can get out of it in the dream very quickly. And also, yesterday I have a corporate day job and I have to do some things here on Sunday, but somebody was trying to come in and set things up, and I got 2 phone calls where I try to avoid working on Saturdays. That's the Sabbath of my company. But finally I talked to this woman, and immediately, even before they called, just agitated. I was just agitated, and I had to watch how I spoke to this person because it's being my part of my job. If it was just a friend or even a client of mine, I would have spoken very differently because I am in charge, but I'm trying to be politically correct, if you will. But they upset me. I had to be careful how I spoke. I couldn't let it go for hours. I'm still thinking about it. Woke up thinking about it. Finally, as I was in my quiet time right before I turned the video on, and my team gave me the image. She was leading where the energy is so crazy right now, in the sense of moving. It's like a battery that's exploded open. There's lots of energy running around. You can harness it and work for it. But she not got it harnessed. It was just all over. And she's a very egotistical person. She is a very she's a physician, a high-level person who leads from ego quite often. And it was like her ego came up, and I'm standing there and I'm just looking at it going, wow, how do I deal with this? And I was nice and polite but stern. I can tell it was not met very nice. She did not like that because it was not what she wanted. I made my intentions very clear but professional, and I realized that it was me facing that, and that's where I got so agitated from. Just it was a powerful moment to let go of. It was very difficult. So yeah. You're going to come up against a lot of ego. Your goal is to maintain, being non-egotistical, maintain that spiritual aspect, but also be kind to yourself when you do, let your own ego lash out, because the conversations I had after I got off the phone was so ego-based. I will do this and I will do this, and that's probably what got me so tied up. But anyway, still feeling it, the residue of that energy in that conversation. So I am working through it as well, and I have to probably see this person sometime today. So I'm going to vibrate as high as I can. And there's a point where I also am going to either choose to fight this battle or let it go, and have a feeling it's not worth fighting. It's corporate, so I'm just probably going to let it go. Now, we're coming up on 10 minutes, and I actually was told it's not going to be a 3-card Sunday. I kind of felt that, and I almost said it before, but I thought I could get through all this. It's just going to be 1 card because it's been a long video. For those of you going, oh, just hold on. It's going to be a powerful card. I can feel that. So shuffling. I'm setting the intention that the card I pull will give us a slight forecast of the energy for today. So here we go. Boom, the Magician. So this is card number 1. This is beautiful, coming on the end of the world day, 21 day, because the card number 1 is all about beginnings. I talked about Empress as well, beginnings. So the Magician here is basically, when I read, I usually say about the same thing for this. My guides tell me about the same thing, and that's you have everything you need right in front of you, right within you. The Magician often has all the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles all within them. So you have all the tools you need to do your job. And for those of you learning tarot, I want to share something with you. If you look at this man's hands, it took me 3 years to finally realize he has 6 fingers on each hand. I always was drawn to the fact that in my mind, I knew this guy was in a wheelchair, and I thought that was interesting because he's the magician, but yet he's still got this, quote, handicap, or this disability, if you will. But then one day I noticed the 6 fingers, and I thought, wow, all these years I've been looking at it, didn't even see that. So great aha moment for me. So definitely, he's got everything, you've got everything you need right there within you. Go. Be brave. Go watch that video that I posted on my website, on my Facebook page. So you have a wonderful day. Tonight, Cosmic Caffeine, 8 p.m. Wednesday night, this Thursday night, I had to shift the day. This Thursday night, the 25th, 8:30 p.m., my show, The Intuitive Messenger Show. And then we'll be back to Wednesday nights the week after that. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Check out my website for other services, the virtual lab, things like that at www.intuitivemessenger.org. Namaste.